So part of me did like OkCupid for that because I was just like, oh, like these are all like very interesting questions to see how I match up with other people on. But then at a certain point, I was like, this is just too much. Like even for me, this was too much.
Yeah.
How you still got Tinder open?
No, I'm just saying because we're supposed to look at each other's profiles.
But you swiping. You
Look,
don't
I'm
have
showing
your
you this
profile.
process right now.
You
Look
don't
at
have
this.
your profile open. You just swiping.
No thanks. Traveler. Okay, sure. Not a fan. A little basic. No fan. No thanks.
Oh my God.
So that's the general. You spend some time. You go like,
I mean, you're
no.
acting like I've never been on Tinder before.
But I'm saying this is the guy. I don't want you to think like, yeah. Sometimes the worst case scenarios is the worst percentage is that, but you at least do a little this.
But I'm just saying, if you're asking me about why I get so many matches, it's because I think that guys generally do that.
No, guys, there's just a lot of dudes that swipe way more than ladies do. I think a lot of ladies don't swipe as much as guys. They don't even max out the swipes. Guys max out the swipes. Women don't even know that is even a limitation. Yeah, so it's like, it's like, because I don't get as many matches. Guys don't get as many matches on here. So, because it's a shit ton of dudes just trying to get it, just like the club.
But I love how you just look at like one. Ew, you just like coughed in my face.
Sorry. But yeah, I mean, there's some thought into it. You're trying a little hard right there, but sure. I don't know what that is. Okay. But yeah, so it's the case where, yeah, I've done it for 5 years. I've had the highs, the lows, everything in betweens when it comes to dating through Tinder, OkCupid.
Well, did you go into Tinder and these things expecting like a long-term relationship out of them?
No, it was just this like interesting tool. I mean, I didn't use Tinder. I didn't use dating apps until after college because I had the social life with college, so I didn't need it. So then reality hits you, like real world reality hits you where you're not hanging out with your friends every day on campus. So it's like, man, I want to date, I'm lonely. So then you use this app and it's really interesting where it was the first time I met like stranger people that aren't in my circle or I don't know this person or don't know that person.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And it was like, okay, this seems like my main tool to meet people. Because like that was that was a way younger version of Eli where I didn't really talk, like we talked about this, I don't talk to people IRL a lot. Like I didn't like, okay. Well, I don't go to bars and ask if I could buy you a drink. So like, it's like, oh man, there's this app that I could just get the validation that you're interested in me. And also it's kind of what you were saying where it's like the insecurity thing where like, oh, you're interested in me. So it was almost like a game where it's like, oh, like I can meet I have this instant validation that you're interested in me, so I could play the game now. Like I start hollering at you because you match, the game. and then you're interested, and then we meet, and then I get to know you, and then we hook up or whatever, and then it fizzles out. But it was just like a fun validation of my own like insecurities in a way, in my prior years, and out of just loneliness and adapting to the real world. But
I think the thing that was hard for me about Tinder is that I'm someone where like I feel like I need to know the person, and I know that like you're supposed to get to know them through chat, but I just feel like everyone's so like I just want to meet you first. And I don't know, I think there's just something, and maybe the media and movies have screwed me up, but I feel like there's just something about like developing some sort of like companionship first. I think like when I think about high school, like all of the people that I had crushes on or that I really liked, like we were just friends first, and I just kind of really got to know them, and then I just kind of realized like that there were certain similarities, and then I found them attractive. So like I feel like that's just something that I can't really get that with Tinder, is that like I don't feel like, because I feel like initially the pressure going in is that like, oh, like when are we gonna have sex, or like, okay, we're both into each other, so like when are we gonna take it to this stage? And it's just like I just feel like I'm someone where like it just takes me a little bit more time. Like I like to like feel stuff out first before you get to any of that. So yeah, I think that's why Tinder was always hard for me, is that, I mean, it also, I think that highlights how Tinder is used with so many different expectations. So there's some people that use it just to fuck. There are some people that use it because they're looking for a long-term relationship. There are some people that are just kind of like, I'm just out here, and like, but because nobody reads bios, You know, like
I read some bios.
oh, okay.
If they look interesting.
That's
I'll read
nice,
the
Eli.
bio.
Are you every guy on this fucking planet?
No, that's true. But I mean, yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying, there's guys that read bios. I'm just saying, there's the
I don't
bios.
feel like there's enough of y'all that do.
I mean, well, I'll match first and read bios later. That's the usual way to do it. But I guess to continue the breakdown, Tinder's more just like a free for all of you may get something, you may get nothing, you may get everything. Where OkCupid is like way more details and information and little breakdown, which I met like one of my best friends off OkCupid, which was really interesting. And she had like everything that I was interested in based off like all the information breakdown, like movies, bands, like all these questionnaires. Like it's kind of cool where what I liked about it is like it was that questionnaire and you could see the percentage of how long you match and everything you disagree on. And there's certain things, where it's like, oh, she's a smoker or she does a lot of drugs or like these certain little dynamics. Oh, she's a little freaky, but you could play on that, which was cool. And I liked OkCupid more than Tinder for a while. That was my.
So you know what was funny? OkCupid is the site that I always got recognized on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like that was always like, and there were people would be like, oh my gosh, I know who you are. Like, you don't have to answer, but like, I just want to tell you, like, I think you're great. And then I'd be like, I don't know
Wow.
how to answer this. But OkCupid, I always got recognized on. I also just feel like I got like, so I don't think I ever went out on a date with anyone on OkCupid because I just feel like I remember there was one guy I was talking to who literally just wanted to fuck in his car, and I just like couldn't bring myself to do it. Like I almost like wanted to, and I was like, no, this is weird. This is really weird. And then this other guy, it was probably maybe the weirdest message I've ever gotten, but he literally like, I think he might have been a doctor, and he like broke down scientifically what he found to be attractive about my face.
That's such a lame move.
But it was weird. It was just like, I can't touch this. This is some next level shit that I just wasn't ready for. Like,
that's weird.
It was one of those moments where I was like, I don't think I'm a basic bitch, but that was the moment where I was like, I think I just needed a basic, like, I think you're cute. Like, do you want to get ice cream?
That's so strange to me. Well, I guess, I did Bumble for a second. I feel like Bumble's all just like might be fake model looking white people.
I agree. I totally agree on my side as well.
Yeah, it's all like very, very good looking white people that might be fake.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just a bunch of bots.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, this isn't my space.
Yes.
Like, it's like an Australian app or something.
Snaps to that. It was so weird. I like literally remember going through Bumble and being like, this shit's fake.
Yeah.
Nobody talks on it. Everybody, like, Bumble always, like, accrued, like, the hottest people that you just couldn't believe would actually be real people. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad for them if we matched. I'm like, really? Like, you could do way better than this. But that was the only one. And then Plenty of Fish, that was the other one I used.
I never did Plenty of Fish.
Oh, my God. Plenty of Fish is...
I heard it was pretty ratchet.
It's so ratchet. It's hilarious how ratchet. I feel like everyone in, like... I don't know, like everyone from like the shit towns that are like that's their app.
Yeah, is it a Midwest thing? Because
it's a Midwest thing, and then I did it in LA too, and it's just as ratchet. I feel like it's a ratchet network. It's no offense to anyone that uses like Plenty of Fish, but there's people that like, hey, for meetups, hit me up at this number. Like there's hookers, there's a lot of weird different things there. It's very interesting.
My friend who was into dating apps, like, she would spend a lot of time on Plenty of Fish. And then, you know what's crazy? So my boyfriend with the racist parents, when he and I got together, his best friend, who was a black girl, was dating this guy that she met off of Plenty of Fish. And what's nuts is that, so they literally started dating the same time that we started dating. And then I think he and I had broken up like 6 months later. 6 months later, they were engaged with a baby on the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was off of, what, Plenty of Fish?
Plenty of Fish.
That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That must have been an accident. If it's Plenty of Fish, there's no way that was planned. Plenty of Fish is a hot ass mess.